Okay, so let's continue with our Kafka Python tutorial series. So now in this video, we will understand the concept of Kafka log compaction. Right. So what is Kafka log compaction? Why it is necessary, and when we have to use it. Right. So our Kafka cluster is up. So you could see we don't have any topic, we don't have any schema registry. So our Kafka cluster is up. Right. So if you uh, let me let me open my Avro producer, and let's change. So currently we have schema like this. So we are publishing the Avro schema. So we have first name, middle name, last name, age. So let me add a few more fields. So the fields are the user ID, just normal field. So don't compare this as like related to the compaction. So user underscore ID, and type will be integer. So comma, we can remove this. And one more field we can add email. Right. Name, email, and type string. All right. So our schema has been updated. So and let's add a couple of field here. User ID, email, and self dot user ID is equal to user ID, self dot email is equal to email. And here as well, we can create while creating a dictionary. User ID is equal to user dot user ID, and here email is equal to user dot email. Right. And when we are taking some inputs, we are going to take the input from the user as well. Input, enter user ID, email, input, enter email. Right. And let's pass here as well. User ID is equal to user ID, and let's pass email as well. Email. And when we send the message, so currently we are sending some default key, some not default key, some random UUID. But instead of the random UUID, so let's pass the user ID as a key. So instead of UUID, what we are going to do, from the message, we are going to get the user ID. And user ID is integer. And to do the serialization, we need to convert to string, and then a key serializer will be perform on the strings. All right. And that's it. So let's try to run this code. So Python Avro producer. Hit enter. So no module. So let me activate my virtual environment. Python Avro producer.py. So it says topics has been created, schema has registered successfully. So let's open that. So topic has been created, which is fine, and schema has been created, which is fine, and schema has new field, user ID and the email. But if you click on the topic and click on the topics and click on the configuration, you could see we have the cleanup policy, right? And we have the cleanup policy set as a delete. And if you edit it, you could see there are three value which we can set. One is delete, one is compact comma delete. All right. So compaction is related to this thing, compact. So when we set the cleanup.policy is equal to compact, then we call as a log compaction. By default, it is delete, because let's say when I spin up the cluster, so by default cleanup policy is delete. And what is actual mean by delete? What is actual mean by compact? What is actual mean by compact and delete? We are going to sooner look that. All right. So let me enter the user ID. So user ID is one. Enter name Sumanshu. Enter middle name. Enter last name Unkana. Enter age. Enter email. So I have entered the email. Right. So message has been published. So let's click over here and let's refresh it. So message will come sooner because we are working. We have passed some waiting time of 10 seconds, because in the last video we were cover the batch size and the waiting time. So that's why it's taking so much time. Maybe for the time being I can reduce the waiting time. It will take 10 seconds. I think better I can reduce the waiting time. And let me start again. Python Avro producer.py. Hopefully 10 seconds also get completed. Yeah, so you could see our message has been come here. Our message has been published. But let's suppose I am the user and I publish this message, and I'm the user ID one, and I publish this message, and by mistake I enter the email wrong. All right. So now what I have to do is I will publish the same message again by the correct email, right? So I will publish the same message again by the correct email. So user ID one, enter name Sumanchu, and middle name nothing, last name and age. Now I will enter my correct email. Right, so message ID this, and if I publish it, if I refresh it, so you could see my message is my message has been available. But if you notice here, my key is same. Ideally, like I have updated my email ID, right? So I have updated my email ID. So the earlier message is of no use. So earlier message should be deleted, right? So earlier message should be deleted, right? So why it is still there? So why it is still there? It is because if you go to the topics, and under the topic we have the configuration, the cleanup policy. Cleanup policy is set as a delete. So what does that mean by delete? Delete means, so there are three type of cleanup policy: delete, compact, and compact delete. So first we like look at the default cleanup policy, which is delete. Delete means whenever we are publishing the messages, it will come into the topic, it will automatically come into the topic, and it is going to be deleted after the retention period. So it says retention period is 7 days. So if I make this cluster up for more than 7 days, then all the messages which were published before 7 days, that is going to be deleted. So that is the default method. So nothing is related with the log compaction. That is the default method. All right. But in this video, we have to look at the log compaction. So what is log compaction? So in this video, we have to log compaction. So log compaction is basically what we said when we set up the cleanup policy to compact. So when we set up the cleanup policy to compact, so let me save the changes. So now I have set up the cleanup policy is compact. So now we called in the terminology, it called as a log compaction. But how we can say like what is actually like delete, we understand. Okay, first it will like it is going to delete the message once the retention period is going to be over, which is fine because retention period is 7 days. So that's why I am able to see both the messages. But what is compact? What is compact? So we have to understand. So let's suppose we are these are our offsets, right? So these are our offset 0, offset 1, and this is our key, this is our values. So similarly, I can create diagram. So we have offset 0 till offset 14. We have some key, right? So we publish first message and with value 1, then we publish different message with value 2, then K3 with value 3, then K4 with value V4. Then I publish the same message which I published earlier. So K1, so I go to know, okay, the message which I published earlier, K1, I need to update that something. Maybe email I need to update, maybe marks I need to update, or something I need to update. So I am going to publish the same key. So key will be remain same, right? So key is going to be key K1, and the value will be something different, V5. Like same case here. So key is same. So key is same. The value is different. Value is different. Same thing we did here. So key is same. Value is different. Then again, I thought, okay, let me publish the same key with some different value. Then I publish k1 is equal to k6. Right. 1 second. What happened? Yeah. Then I publish the k2. K2 is already there, but I go to no, 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 no. I need to change the value. Then with the same key, I will update the value. Then K4 I already published, but I go to no, 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 no. I need to update this value. So I am going to publish the same key with different value. Then K5, then K6. K3 already published. Then I go to no, no, no. I need to update that value. So I'm going to publish with the same key but different value. Then K7, then K8. Then K1. Again I go to no, okay, no, I need to publish the K1 again. Then V14 and then K9 and then V15. All right. So this is even if I'm going to publish the messages 14 times, so all this is going to become. All right. So let me come go here. So all this is, so this is the default which we are going to, and the default policy is delete. Default policy is delete. So what is going to be happen? Just forget about the log compaction. We first focus on the delete. So by default, cleanup policy delete. So I publish all the 14 messages. So ideally, this K1 is latest. So offset number 13 and K1 with value V1, V14 is actual the latest message. So this K1 is of no use. This K1 is of no use. This K1 is of no use. All right. So similarly, K3, this is the latest message which is on the offset number 10. So this K3 which earlier published to this that it is of no use, but it is still in the topic, right? So by default, what it will do is when the retention period is going to be expired. So when the 7 days is going to become. So let's suppose uh, this from 0 to 7 I publish in first 7 days, and then 8 to 14 I publish in next 7 days. So when the retention period is going to be expired, so 0 to 7, all the message is going to be deleted. Doesn't matter. So let's suppose 8 messages I publish in first days, or maybe first 9 messages. So all the 9 messages going to be deleted. It doesn't matter whether the K5 is in the topic or not. It says, okay, my retention period is over. Doesn't matter whether the consumer has consumed the message or not. I am going to clean up the topic to save some storage. But what is compaction? Compaction says, compaction says what it will do is compaction has nothing related to the retention period. Compaction is basically like compress or something, right? Compaction says I am going to retain only the latest value. I am going to retain only the latest value. So I publish K1, 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 K1. So if you notice here, so only the latest value of K1 14 is retained. So this is before log compaction. So after log compaction, so K1 is published, K2, K3, K4, K1, K1, then K2, right? So after K2, so K2 after on offset number 6, so K2 has published, but after that K2 is not published. So K2 is the latest key, and with value 7v7. So after log compaction, this is going to become in the topic earlier K2 message. So this message which is on the offset number 1 is going to be deleted. So K4 is there. So K4 is on the offset number 7 is going to be remain in the topic, and the K4 value which was the old value which is on the offset number 3 is going to be removed from the topic. Then from uh, like uh, K5 is only one message, so it is going to be remain. K6 only one message is going to remain. Then K3, there are two K3, so one is this, one is this. So the later one is going to be retained. Then K7 only one message, then K8 one message, then K1. So all the previous K1 is going to be deleted. This latest K1 is going to be remain. So V14 and then K9. So this is after log compaction. All right. So now we have added the compact as a cleanup policy. But is it going to be work? Is it going to be work? So let's pause. Let me add Python Avro producer. Right. So let's suppose I publish the same key. I publish the same key user ID and enter Sumanchu and Nankana and add something and email some dummy email. All right. So I publish this message. So let me refresh it. So you could see the three messages are there. Three messages are there. Even though, even though cleanup policy is compact, then why should I see the three messages, right? because as per the cleanup policy, only the latest message is going to be keep, right? Because compaction, what does compaction mean? Compaction means when we on the topic level, when we set up cleanup policy is compact, then it is called as a compaction. And in the actual, compaction means the latest event or the latest message only going to be keep. The old message with the same key is going to be removed, right? And the delete says all the message is going to be keep. Once the time is going to be a retention period is going to be expire, I am going to delete everything, right? Which is old. I don't care whether is there any single instance or not, I am going to delete. But compaction say, no, 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 I'm not going to delete. I will keep one instance, but I will keep that one instance, which is the latest one, right? So which is going to be the latest one. So compaction says, I am going to keep that instance, which is the latest one. So that's why like it is keeping like at least one instance from all messages K1 to K9. So you could see K1 is there, K2 is there, K3 also here, K4, K5, K6, K7, K10. But when we already implement compactor, right, it's not going to be happen, right? So in practical, it's like we are not able to see from our eyes, right? So why it is so? So if you see here, so so there are three type of cleanup policy on the topic level. One is delete, which is default. So messages are deleted from the topic once the specific retention period is exceeded, right? This is the default mechanism, and it is analogous to disabling compaction. So it means compaction is not there. Compact means this settings enables low compaction. So low compaction, when someone says Kafka low compaction, it means they are talking about how the message is going to retain on the topic, which means cleanup policy is compact. Then it is called as a low compaction. Right. So this triggers only cleanup of message with multiple version. Right. It says I am going to clean all the messages. Even there is a one version of message. So let's put only there is a like in our diagram. In our diagram, so this diagram, let's suppose K9 is only one version, right? So K9 is only one version. But after 7 days, K9 is also going to be deleted. All right. K9 also going to be deleted. But low compaction says if there are multiple version, if there are multiple version, I am going to keep the latest one. So this trigger only clean up a message with a message that represents the only version of given key is not deleted, right? So the latest version not good. There is one more policy. So if you click here, compact. So there is one more policy, compact and delete. So what does compact and delete means? So compact and delete means first I am going to implement the compact one, right? So compaction is going to be implemented, but the once the retention period is going to become, I am going to clear the compact message as well, because let's suppose they are going to compact. So after compaction, this only nine, earlier there were 14 messages because there were so many duplicates, and after compaction only there are 9 messages. All right. So compact comma delete means, let's suppose the retention period is going to be exceeded. So a retention period of K2, K4, K5 is exceeded, then it is also going to be deleted. It doesn't matter whether there is only single message or not, it's going to be deleted, straightforward. But why we are not able to see in practical? Why we are not able to see in practical? Because even if you refresh here, it's all the three messages are still there. The reason is red panda compaction doesn't guarantee perfect deduplication of a topic. So it is not guarantee the perfect deduplication of topic. It represents the best effort mechanism to reduce the storage needs, but duplicates of a key may still exist within the topic. Compaction is not a complete topic operation either, since it is operated on subset of partition. What one thing is that compaction is running on the background, like in the red panda. So compaction is going to be run on the background, and it doesn't guarantee it is going to be run. But when is going to be run, like I don't know, I don't have like much idea when it is going to be run. Maybe the cloud engineer who built up this architecture, they might know when it's going to be run. But like why we are able to see that, because it doesn't guarantee that I am going to exact maintain only single copy. No, it doesn't guarantee. That's why we are able to see all the message. If it is, because it has 256 MB of storage, and currently we keep only 39 bytes MB of data, only 39, 30, 51 MB, of, even less than 1 MB of data, right? So when it says, okay, I have to, storage is going to be like exceeded, and then it's follow it, it is going to run the compaction process at the background, and only one message is going to be like keep. So that is the log compaction. So log compaction is also like important sometimes. The user side, let's suppose you are running some new application, and you are producing some messages into the Kafka topic, right? And to the consumer you give your Kafka topic name, and you said you can consume the messages. The consumer might ask to you, is the log compaction is enabled on your topic or not, right? Because generally the log compaction in the production environment, it is recommended to uh, to implement the log compaction on the topic. So log compaction means, so what they are, because they are not going to say can you set up the cleanup.policy to compact. No, they are going to say can you enable the log compaction. So you should know what is log compaction. Log compaction means they are saying to set up cleanup.policy is equal to compact. Why they are saying? Because consumer want at least one version of message should be available in the topic all the time. Doesn't matter whether the retention period has been reached or not. At least one version, and that is the latest version of message should be available. So that consumer has to, it needs to be consumed at any time, maybe after 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, they can reconsume the same message again, right? They can maybe do the same refresh, start the consumer again, and start consuming the message from the topic, right? So that's it. That's the end of the video, and we have covered the low compaction. Thank you.